Medics to be seen hard at work. Jeep to gather one or two now and retreat back.
Right, so who goes out and buys one of these as a hobby? Lieutenant?
Captain.
Captain even?
2 bars. Anybody really.
You're a bit higher up than Sergeant, much more last year anyway.
It depends what floats your boat. I mean, some lads are into photography, some lads are into film work, other lads like motorbikes, fishing. Guys who also have an interest in history. And to us, actually getting stuff, restoring it to its former glory and actually informing members of the public of what was used is kind of like what we get our buzz.
What you do?
My name is Terry Rogers. I'm actually, for my sins, drill sergeant of this reenactment group of the London Irish Rifles. I take the lads on the square, teach them drill, teach them arms drill and weapons drill.
I think it's probably madness, really. To be honest, I'm a medic for real. I'm a physician, I'm a doctor, so this is kind of anything to do with looking after people and healing people is my thing. But I don't know, we just got caught up in it by friends, really.
I got involved actually here in Hookhead in 2005. I was on holidays with my family. We were staying in some houses out the road. Happened to be driving down, saw a load of trucks, jeeps driving by, and went, I had to get into that. And it's cost me a fortune since, but ever-growing hobby and it's still fun.
Is it an expensive hobby?
Yes. Don't tell me wife. Yeah, it is an expensive hobby because we provide all our own kit. Those who have vehicles provide the vehicles out of their own pocket, and then if we want to use pyrotechnics and blanks, we have to pay for those as well. But yeah, it's an expensive hobby, but it depends on what you want to do. If you want to get all the different kit, it will run to a great expense, but if you just want the basic kit, it's not that expensive.
The general uniform is what an American 101st Paratrooper would have worn in World War II. No, it was also 82nd All Paratroopers World War II would have worn it. It's the M42 jumpsuit. The boots are actually para boots made by Cochrane. The knife leg is an M3 knife, designed basically handy position if you needed it. The M42, as the name suggests, was made in 1942 when the paratroopers were being formed up. Before that they just had overalls, and then they came up with this suit. The reason being pockets, lots of them, it's filled with ammunition. The ties, all the pockets expand, so you can fill them stuffed to the gills with ammunition and everything else. The leg ties then will hold the stuff in place for when you're running. The idea of paratrooper is when you jump into combat, you actually jump with what you have. You can be isolated. Normally, according to the books and according to tactics, you should be 3 or 4 days before support reaches you behind. But in reality, guys work hard it off for 3 to 4 or 5 weeks.
On this side is my branch of service, which is the chaplaincy service, and this side is the Oak Leaf cluster of a major. And my jumpsuit is the standard jumpsuit that Padre would wear, or any combat member of the 101st. And on my officer shirt I wear my decorations, my jump wings with my 506th backing, my decorations that I'm portraying First World War and a Pacific veteran.
Basically standard kind of uniform, but with as many Red Crosses as possible. Under the Geneva Convention, both sides, or all sides in any war after 1929, were meant to kind of respect and give some special privilege to, in other words, you try not to shoot people who are wearing a Red Cross, because you're primarily there not to fight, but to look after people on either side. So my role would be, if a German was needing a medic, I'd have to treat them as well. But so as visible as possible. So we've got the armbands, and the helmet, which can be a blessing and it can be a problem because some of the units didn't care about that and killed you anyway, and because it's very visible on the battlefield.
When these gentlemen fire, after each shot, they have to pull back on the cocking arm or on the lever. You want to?
Ammo, the drop of this here into two separate parachutes. This is a tripod you have here. We also had a sort of a specialised airborne version of it, where there was a wooden stock on the back of it, and there was just a bipod, tripods, three.
You will notice that after each shot, he didn't need to pull back on the bolt. Or he shouldn't have needed to if he hadn't had the jam. Automatic rifle. Do you want to come forward with the pistol?
It's a Bofors L60 anti-aircraft gun. This is the ground mount position. You would have also seen them on aircraft carriers, ships, but it would have been a dual mount system to have them together. Basic anti-aircraft, it's called a Bofors L60, but it's actually a 40mm shell. It fires 60 rounds per minute on single shot and 120 rounds per minute on full auto.
One left, one
left
right.
and right, and the one on the far side is actually up and down. The two lads are aiming. So when the two lads are actually at the plane inside, it means the gun is actually on target. If either one of those sights are off, the gun is out. You know what I mean? You need both sides to be actually on. Both lads have to be on.
Yeah.
To actually be on target in the plane.
And who controls the trigger then?
Well, even I see back here, the trigger control here. The loader. The loader stands up here on the platform and drops the rounds in. He stands in this position with his hands, and two lads run with ammo.
Yeah.
And his sole job is just
feed it.
Feeding ammo. And basically, as you see the pedals there, so when he's on full auto, you can just step on it, keep your foot on it, and just keep feeding.
Oh yeah.
That 60 will be told by the big truck here, which will be the GMC. It's actually the workhorse of the American Army during World War II. I mean, that's basically a general purpose vehicle for whatever you need it for, you know? Basically, if you wanted, you want to carry sandbags, troops, prisoners, casualties. You know, it's a pure workhorse truck, and that's all it's designed for. WC-51 was designed as a weapons carrier. The name implies you used to carry weapons and equipment. You can carry a squad of men in that, fully equipped, plus having a small artillery piece on the back. Be more highly mobile.
Yeah.
She can get around faster. She's a faster truck than that one. It was just to get to a place fast, and it was a handy size. Troops liked it because it's slightly bigger than the Jeep.
Right.
You know, so it's easier to drive instead of the GMC.
Dave, getting step up, Brian!
I was in charge of the machine gun emplacement, so we were taking out the German section. So that's what my job was today. We have a doctor, a padre and an undertaker in the group, and we all do those jobs in real life as well. So we're well set for every eventuality on the field.
It's going to be a mess. You're going to be ducking and diving, you're just like any other soldier in that regard. They'll not target you for this, but you're still in the line of fire, the mortars will still get you, so you'll still be going down, maybe on your belly, crawling, as low as you can. You're not going to be, doing this, I'm a hero,
Yeah, I can't show after school. Columns will kill me. The only thing I can tell you about it, it falls out.
Listen, can we get in above if we go up? Or
You will be quartered off, right? But when we get up there, I'll explain who you are. Because you don't have uniform, you will not be allowed in the middle. No cameraman will be, but you will be allowed beyond the barrier in a location where it'll be safe, where you can film that from that perspective, where you won't get caught.
Try and get as close as we can to it without being too far away. That was the sergeant in charge there of, what would you call it?
Reenactment.
The reenactment, yeah. And he's in a bit of a tizzy now at the moment. They're trying to sign out rifles, sign out ammunition, and hopefully we'll be able to get a proper view of it now in a minute when it all starts up. No more than that can I say at the moment. It's just a waiting game.
just going to be covering each other from a foxhole, making sure things go well, that none of us get killed. And as soon as we have to retreat, we'll start retreating, covering fire. One of us will go, one of us will get down, covering fire, the other one will get up and get down, make sure we don't get killed in the day.
Heard about this reenactment, and for the British viewer at home, they might find it a bit odd initially to see sort of like swastikas on display and all that sort of thing. You know, they'd be a bit nervous of that maybe. But then talking to the guys that are involved in this, they say, well, you know, it's really about a historical reenactment rather than sort of the politics of the thing.
I can understand the British uniform and I can understand the American uniform, but I can't get my head around why some people want to be associated with Nazis and Germans.
I mean, there's a lot of guys reenact different armies right through hundreds of years, going back. You've even seen it here today. Romans, as far back as that. We do medieval. Not all these guys was liked in name ages or anything else, but what it is keeping history alive. This is living history we're doing.
Right.
You can't have a one-sided history. You know, history is the past, and the past includes both sides, and the bad times and the good times and all that sort of thing. And some people just like the uniforms, they like the equipment, the way for example, the Germans made their superior vehicles, everything else. All that appeals to a lot of people as vehicle collectors. And or people that's into reenactment or living history more, they prefer maybe German uniforms to something like British uniforms or American uniforms. So they go down that road of becoming a reenactor or a living historian.
See you in Berlin.
Your days are numbered, baby. Your days are numbered. Well, basically we're a first squad, we're the scout. We'll find them, we'll fix them if we can see them and get at them, and then we'll wait for the reinforcements to come in and plaster them before we take them on proper.
You will see a massive activity in the German area when they all get ready for us, and then we will start leapfrogging forward.
Squad leaders! I know, she's our criminal.
Ein Linie!
it made you feel that you missed out on the big game, the big war that was there in there. I was a 40 to 45, is it, or 45 to 49? You can't put this up on the screen, you have to cut all this out, bang. I don't even know the date of the friggin' war. Good luck.